Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Kim with the Craft Space. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time today while we flip through another one of the spring journals that I have to get listed up on my Etsy shop. And then I promise you we're going to get back to doing some tutorials. I'm getting ready, I'm prepping right now, getting ready to do some little golden books that I found. Those look like they'd be fun, and I think they'll be a big challenge for me as well. I'm trying to really go outside of the box and do some fun things that are not like my typical journals. But today we're going to just go through really quickly on this other spring journal that I made. I have a couple of them that I want to get listed for spring, and I thought I would bring you along with. So this one is made from a pillowcase. It is a quilted pillowcase that had this really cute bird on it. Kind of botanicals, kind of looked a little Victorian, and it was already quilted, so I thought it would be cute. I did kind of cut it out right in the middle and wasted a little bit of the fabric because I wanted this bird on the front, and then found some denim. These were already denim cut out flowers that I just put a little stitch through and then glued them down. They do kind of go around the edge. 2 signatures with 3-hole pamphlet stitch, and just a very simple cover. And my closure is actually the drawstring from a pair of linen pants that I busted a hole in. So I shortened it and realized it matches perfectly. So look in your wardrobe for things that aren't going to make it to the thrift store when you're donating them, and see if they're anything that can be used in your junk journals. I mean, you couldn't ask for better. I just had to shorten it, otherwise it would have been too long. So all I did was snipped it, and then took the bead, snipped it, tied another knot, and then just made it the length I needed. And yes, I did save the other piece and I used it for some tags. So let's get started. This is a double signature, 2 signatures. You can't see because I've got a lot of fluffy stuff sticking out of the top. I have some charms sticking out of both the top and the side. Oh, looks like I've got one out of the bottom. Alrighty. And it's probably, I think this is maybe a 5x7 sized journal. It's already pretty chunky, but I did fill it with quite a bit of embellishments that can be moved around. This was made out of a cake mix box that was covered, and then I took some heavy scrapbook paper and covered the spine and the front and back. You can see those both match. And then, like I said before, I always put a book plate that you can put anywhere in it, and then the little description of what is a junk journal. First page, I like using vellum because you can see through and adds a little bit of crinkle to it. Fun little tuck, which is like a double. I like that it's a double book. You can write in here. And then this was from an index, and I just thought it looked really nice as the, I think it's from a reading list. There we go. Sorry, I hit the camera. And this was a little quote from a book. Daring ideas are like chessmen, moved forward. They may be beaten, but they may start a winning game. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. I'm not sure, but it just kind of seemed to fit the theme of this journal. I love this little bird, and then I took a piece of music scrap and kind of squinched it in on itself and made like a little ruffle out of it, and then put a bow on it for the little bird to perch on. And it's on a piece of this blank music paper was just staring at me, so I thought it needed just a little something. And we've got a flip out journal page, or flip out music page. This is actually from some notebook paper, like little note pages that I cut the middle out, and I thought that would look cute on there. A little book, a little booklet, little I found a roll of this roadmap type paper, and that card just needed to go in here for some reason, so I thought it would be cute on there. And I like to try to sometimes mix it up and put different size pages so they're not all the same. It's always hard to get these put back together at this weird angle. A coloring page, which is a mandala in the middle. 2 fussy cuts out of a magazine. So a little Victorian look to it. I tried to go with a little bit of a kind of a theme. Recipe card. I love using recipe cards. Clip the corners and clip it in. They make great additions. Here we are with a dictionary page and a little, I love these clear stickers. And then she was just so precious. I just thought her cute little face was needed to go in here. And then I used some letters to type or to stamp Girl Talk on there. This was, I thought was fun. Little woman ironing. I thought she needed to just be in there. But you can always use a white gel pen to be creative and write on here. And then I added this as well to just break up this page a little bit. And this is for, I just took 2 pages to stick them together to fill this journal. So this is the piece of, I guess, connector to make 2 single pages into 1 page that I could sew in here and tuck some ephemera in there. And this is a little from a poem book. The secret to staying young is to live honestly, eat slowly, and lie about your age. Lucille Ball. How fun is that? This paper, I don't know if you can really tell, but it's kind of beige with black flecks. I like that because you can still write on it, but it's not super obtrusive. I love this little fringe. Later on in the journal, I've got some fringe on the edge, and I added this to this pocket. I thought adding some black pages in here so you can write with white gel pens. I thought that'd be a nice addition as well. A little bird, some little. This is a kid's, like my first kid's dictionary or something, and I just love these little animals on here. And oh, and you open it. Look at that little lion face. Isn't he cute? Little monkey peeking at you. A little page, a little booklet, more of that. I think it's from a reading list, to be honest with you. And I thought that would look really kind of cute in there. I was going to add one on this side, but then I didn't want to cover this cute little possum's face. So I thought you could write on here. I added some covered up, I think there was a scary animal under here, if I remember correctly. Then I added a little bit of a journal space here, but look at that cute little possum face. We have a lot of possums around here in Northeast Ohio. David, and a little half sheet with a flip out that you can write on. I was going to add a little bit of yarn in here, but I know that it was already starting to get a little chunky, so that always can be added at a later time. I love when you can find these hand-drawn pictures in garden books, these little sketches. I think they're just so classic looking. Here is a hand-dyed paper, and it's actually dyed with black food coloring, which gave me this great gray color. And I was lucky that it didn't turn too purple, because sometimes when you're dyeing with black ink or black dye, you get that purpley look to it. Punch out, some little stuff for interest. Here's one of those little sheets that I get them all the time in like sticker packs or in Happy Mail, and I never know what to do with them because they're already collaged. And so I like to put them in some journals so that people can use them however they see fit to decorate with. And then I just put a nice journaling space, so if you have a lot to say that day, or you can break it into fourths, just trying to be flexible and fill this up. I loved this little, how simple this was. It's a paper clip with a tiny little jump ring, but then it had this, I don't know, it's just like a steel ring that I found somewhere, and I just thought that needed to go in here with the Victorian look. Some damask paper for the signature, the center signature of the first one. This is some really fun see-through. It's kind of like fabric, kind of like paper. I'm not quite sure what it is. I think it would be great to, you know, put over something. Added some little booklets. This paper has some silver strings in it. I made little notebooks to go in here to give some options. I always like to make these middle signatures match each other, kind of give them a fun little pop. Some graph paper. This is a magazine picture that I went ahead and backed with a piece of journal scrap. This way you can write, you can separate your, if you just have a little quote and then maybe write about it here. Again, if you have just like one little quote, or you can write a couple of words and then actually fill in here with your journaling, however you journal. Everybody journals differently. And I just thought these little teeny tiny beads on here, and you gotta love the Royal Sisters. It's Elizabeth and Margaret. I have a thing, and I made this look like a little crown. I used the lace to make it look like a little crown for them. They're just so cute in that picture. All right, more lace, little writing. This is the other part of that dictionary page. Right, again, tried to add some stuff to use those white gel pens. Some journaling spots, some more little birds, more little journaling spots. Oh, create dreams. That was a cute little pop-up. I always think that when we were kids, we had those books that had all the little pop-ups and pulls and things and doodads. I loved those books as a kid, and so I love putting little secret elements like that into my journals. See possibility everywhere. Just look good. She looked cute. I always keep 3 sizes of clothes in my closet. Normal days, bloated days, and those were the days. I thought that was just a cute little quote from that book. It's from the same book that Lucille Ball quote was from. Adding a little fun, some coffee dyed paper. Oh, and here is the notepad that I cut those pieces up for that page before. I thought that would be pretty fun. Little added accessory. I tried to put a flower on here, but obviously it kind of blended in with this little castle and didn't show up very well. So we all will learn. This is a little scrappy notebook I made with bits and pieces left over from another project, and clipped it in here, and adorable little butterfly clip. Alrighty, filled this little pocket with some journaling spaces. These are pieces from a journal that I used for something else, and now we're back to that other page of the mandala. These clear stickers, boy, I love these clear stickers. And then I made a little fold-out element for fun. And I think when using this to write, you would just use a writing board underneath it to be able to write on that. Or you can stick other things on there as well. A word to the wise. Gotta love Benjamin Franklin. This is that little hidden paper clip. This one is really packed full. I did not realize I packed so much into this fun journal. Here is a little journaling space. You open this. It's always a challenge to try to come up with new ideas to cover up your pages that you can't really write on. I mean, you can write on them, but it's always a challenge to come up with new ideas to make it easier. And then I put a little flower, and so this one hangs off the back. But nice thing is you can move these and put them wherever you want to in this journal. And it looked like it seemed to match these pretty flowers here. This is a coloring page that's clipped on with a little bauble on the top instead of everything being clipped to the side. It's a little fold over piece. Tag, just some little bits clipped in here. And what do you guys do? Do you guys clip front and back when you put anything with a paper clip? Do you put stuff on both sides? I just always feel like if the one side doesn't have anything under it, it's just an empty paper clip and kind of looks weird. And here's the back of that vellum, and we are now into the second signature. And I used a little squiggly piece of vellum. And I thought take note, that was a little play on music notes. And this one just says write a letter. And then I cut that down even more, so it went from those arched shapes to the whole piece that's in here. And then I love this little crown piece that I just cut the one part out and made a corner cluster. And here's the bottom bits and pieces of that same paper, using it in so many different ways. And I love the song. I don't know what song this is from, but it says hard, ain't it hard, ain't it hard, ain't it hard, and just says it all the way through on this music sheet. So I just thought that was kind of cute to leave that out. And a little butterfly, and this cute little car matched the car from the front that was on that map page. And we have a cute little couple here. To me, it looks like they're sitting in the subway waiting to get, like this is the back of the bench. I just thought this couple was just adorable. Love their little outfits. And then found this little thing that said joy, because they just look so sweet on there. I really like this. And it's a note, just a little journaling spot. Here is another one of those mandala type coloring pages. And more of those crowns. As you can tell, I like crowns. This is a couple of pages that I took out of a little notebook and just punched a hole and then put the ribbon through the hole and glued it. And it was as simple as that. No fuss, no muss, not very hard to do. Just trying to come up with new ideas, so I'm not using the same ideas all the time. And then this, I backed one of the color, a paint swatch, and I feel guilty always taking paint swatches. And this one was actually a paint swatch that I found left over from when I think we used this color or this color to paint our walls. But I always hate just going in and taking a whole bunch of paint samples. So these are ones that I had in my stash from when we actually painted. Just a sticker on the corner can just add so much to it. Another one of those pages where I really like, it's recycled notebook paper. And so I took two pieces together and added it with a, what is it called, a hinge? I hinged an old book. And this looks like it's from like a World War II book, because I recognize the wax and the bits. Oh, look at this cat. Look at this sassy little cat. Remember to play. Always good to remember. As adults, I don't think we play enough. I think we're too busy always being responsible. So we have to remember to play. Journaling spot. And a piece of scrapbook paper. Looks like a little wooden plank. Look at that koala. Isn't that a sweet looking? This is that dictionary for kids. Never doubt. Let's see who's underneath here. We have a koala, a lamb, and... Ooh, why would you put a cheetah with a koala and a lamb? And then here we have some horses, a hummingbird, and a kangaroo. I fell in love with this. Maybe it's an encyclopedia, not a dictionary. Maybe it's an encyclopedia, a kid's encyclopedia. This paper is super fun. It came in a pack. It's like all crinkled up and wet and then flecked and dyed, and Put some stickers, some punch outs, some other little bits and pieces in this pocket. Let's see what this is. Oh, this is a little booklet I made. Little stagecoaches. Alrighty, you can tell it's starting to get a little bit thick. Here's a shorty page. I'm trying to learn to not always put them in the middle, and added those butterflies. Here's a, I don't even know what this is. A little tuck spot. Or maybe it comes off. Oh, I think it's a journaling spot. I love these little swirled flat paper clips. More of that dyed paper. This just looked kind of Victorian, and we all love numbers. I'm trying to work on getting more flip outs type things. And here we are at the middle of the second signature, some tags, some writing, extra writing space. More of that silver paper that has the string in it that again would look really cute with light colored gel pens. Finding extra little words here and there to add. F for flowers. I thought this was just me having a little bit of a play. I thought that was fun. More of those swirly paper clips and a journaling. Oh, it's a little, looks like it's a little notebook. A little long skinny notebook. And just a nice little fun bit of, what does it say? Oh, it looks like it's a book page, and then I stamped over it with some flowers and a little bee. And here is where I used that fringe. I only had a very little bit of it, so I used one here and then one on that little pocket. Seemed to match pretty well. These were punch outs from where I needed the flowers elsewhere, and then I just added, this is a paper flower that I stuck down, and then the little tissue paper flower over it. And this is actually a punch out, so you can see the butterflies through. And there's more of that encyclopedia, but it seemed like it was so brightly colored and it didn't really go with it, but it would be a pop of color when you pulled this out. It almost looks like a dreary, stormy day notebook or a journal with a little pop of color here and there. Grumpy old man, some fun little kids. Here's a number 15 to go with the number 16, little cluster. More of that little fringe on a tag, a little fold down notebook. This one I really had a lot of fun, doing. I have fun doing all of them, but this one just was, we have Mrs. Waldron and Mrs. Jenkinson. Bring me a cup of tea. Whenever I do little rip outs of book page, I try to make them kind of sound a little bit clever. Simple little clear sticker. Can add just so much to a blank page. Just a flip out. Can be glued down to be made into a pocket, or it helps keep the pages a little bit more. When these are thinner pages, I like because it bulks up the edges a little bit. Another one of these little, I love making these little booklets out of magazines and book pages. They're fun. You can take these out, fill them up with whatever you want to fill them up with, and stick them back in. And this is a button, a little shank button. It was actually from a medieval coat that I made, and I only had one left and thought, there we go. Perfect for one button. I try not to use too big of a bulky button, but this was a shorter page, so it seemed to work. Some more numbers. We have a belly band here. I just thought that was really a neat looking, it was off some advertising. So I made took a flashcard and added it to go with the numbers in here. Again, another one of those shapes in a little booklet. I know, and I'm just showing you all the little bits and pieces, but they're just so much fun. And I hope it's giving you some ideas for when you're doing yours. Again, Oh, I thought I left this one blank. Nope. I was hoping it was another place to use your white gel pen. And stamp sticker. Oh, look at these cute little kids. Look at these precious little kids in their little outfits. They kind of remind me of the little rascals. They're so sweet. And a little cross-stitch basil pattern I thought would go in here. A big chunky bead. Here's another one on the top with some flowers and some birds with a fussy cut, a mini card, a tag, and just stapled on some fabric that seemed to match. And look at this little hootie owl. I thought he was pretty cute. And we're to our squiggly piece of vellum, and then the very back is a little thank you. And this was when I was making them under my other name, and I thought I would put all of it under the craft space now, but this is my little handmade sign, and then I'll tuck a little thank you card in here as well, and then we're to the back. So there we are, to the end. And very simply, these just tie right back on, so you can keep it nice and closed. And this one seems to be staying closed, and you wouldn't need to put it on all the time, but I think we all just get into a habit of how we like things, and this needed a closure. So anyway, thank you so much for going through another one of my flip throughs. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you could do me a huge favor, I would really appreciate it if you would like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to build my followers back up to where my other channel was. I'm still not able to get into that other account, and I'm slowly trying to remake all of those videos as well. So I hope this content was interesting to you. I hope you come back again, and we'll see you on the next video, which I think hopefully is going to be some getting ready to do some little golden books, which is going to be a big challenge for me because that's very outside of my comfort zone. So you have a great day. Let's hope it doesn't snow again. Like I mentioned, it snowed here in Northeast Ohio in April after we've had a couple of 80-degree days. So gotta love it. Anyway, we will see you in the next video. Bye.